OpenAI just killed Sora, the AI video generation tool that was supposed to revolutionize filmmaking, destroy Hollywood, and make everyone a director. It's dead, shutting down completely. But here's the part that should terrify OpenAI investors. Disney, the company that was about to pour $1 billion into OpenAI, just pulled the entire investment and walked away. In the span of 24 hours, OpenAI lost its biggest consumer product and its biggest potential partner. And the timing could not be worse, because OpenAI is trying to go public. Let me explain what happened. Sora launched in September 2025 to enormous hype. OpenAI positioned it as the future of video creation. Generate cinematic footage from text prompts. No cameras needed. And at first, people were excited. 3.3 million downloads in November alone. It was the hottest AI app on the planet. Then reality hit. By December, downloads dropped. By January, they cratered. By February 2026, Sora was down to 1.1 million downloads, a 67% collapse in 3 months. The problem wasn't just that the novelty wore off. The videos were uncanny. The physics were wrong. Hands were still weird. And most critically, it was a tech demo that never evolved into a product. Almost immediately after launch, people started using Sora to generate deepfakes, and not subtle ones. Someone generated a fake Martin Luther King Jr. speaking words he never said. Robin Williams appeared in AI-generated scenes doing comedy routines from beyond the grave. Politicians were depicted saying things that could swing elections. OpenAI had an opt-in consent policy. Creators were supposed to get permission before generating likenesses of real people, but enforcement was essentially impossible. Once the model existed, the content was everywhere. This is what spooked Disney. Think about it from Disney's perspective. They own the most valuable character library on Earth: Mickey Mouse, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar. Every one of those properties is worth billions precisely because Disney controls how they're used. Now imagine an AI tool that lets anyone generate unauthorized Disney content with a text prompt. Disney wasn't just worried about brand damage, they were worried about an existential threat to their entire intellectual property model. So when the deepfake incident started making national news, Disney's board made the call: pull the $1 billion, end the partnership, walk away. This couldn't come at a worse time for OpenAI. The company has been aggressively cutting costs and consolidating products ahead of a widely expected IPO. They just announced they're merging ChatGPT, Codex, and the Atlas browser into a single desktop super app. That's a cost-cutting play. They recently learned that Anthropic now captures 73% of first-time enterprise AI spending. OpenAI's share? 27%. That internal stat reportedly triggered a code red inside the company. And now their highest profile consumer product is shutting down, and a potential billion-dollar partner just publicly walked away. ChatGPT will also lose its video generation capabilities when Sora shuts down. For any potential IPO investor, the optics are brutal. OpenAI launched a major product, it failed in under 6 months, it generated a deepfake scandal, and it cost them a Disney partnership. That's not the growth story you want to tell Wall Street. Let's zoom out, because the Sora failure tells us something important about where AI is actually at. AI video generation was supposed to be the next frontier. Runway, Pika, Kling, Sora, billions of dollars poured into this space. And the technology is impressive in isolation. You can generate a 10-second clip that looks amazing, but looks amazing for 10 seconds is not a product. Real video production requires consistency, control, physics accuracy, and most importantly, trust. Filmmakers need to know that the tool won't generate something that gets them sued. Sora failed because it was a technology looking for a problem, not a solution to one that existed. Casual users played with it for a week and moved on. Professional creators couldn't rely on it. And the deepfake risk made it a liability for any serious partner. This doesn't mean AI video is dead forever, but it means the AI replaces Hollywood narrative was at least 5 years early. The technology needs to get dramatically better at consistency, controllability, and safety before any major studio will touch it. Here's what I think people are missing about this story. OpenAI is in trouble. Not existential trouble. ChatGPT still has hundreds of millions of users, but strategic trouble. They're losing enterprise to Anthropic. They just killed their biggest consumer bet. Disney walked with $1 billion. They're desperately consolidating products into a super app, and they're trying to IPO into all of this. Meanwhile, Anthropic is winning enterprise. Google Gemini just hit 750 million monthly users. And Meta is open sourcing everything. OpenAI went from the only game in town to one of 4 major players fighting for survival in about 18 months. Sora's death is a symptom, not the disease. The disease is that OpenAI bet on being a platform company before they figured out what the platform actually is. The AI video revolution isn't here yet. And for OpenAI, the question is no longer, can they lead AI? It's, can they survive the competition long enough to figure out what they actually are? If you want to stay on top of the AI wars, subscribe, because this story is far from over.